Hello, Homeschool Mamas, and happy Fun Friday. I hope that you got a few ideas from our Fun Friday today. This is something that we typically do once a year at the 100-day mark, except today it was more like at the 190-day mark. I'm hoping you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? So here's the thing. I'm showing up today because I said I was going to. And in my real homeschool mom reality, I don't feel very good. I continue with this cast thing, this foot boot, and I tried yesterday to walk from the sofa to my bedroom and ended up in a lot of pain. So it turns out where there's a will, there's a way. It doesn't always work with certain physical things. So here I am. Yesterday, I'm feeling like I'm seriously missing out on exercise. Like, please let me run a marathon. It's only been 1 week. And if you know me, you know that I'm not doing anything fancy either. I like getting outside to do a run walk at best. I like cross-country skiing. I like hiking. I can do all those outdoorsy things, but I'm not hitting a HIIT mat. If you know anything about HIIT exercises, or the Peloton or anything fancy. I'm just get active. And that's where I've been for a number of years. I've had an injury in my upper body that I've been living with since I was 19, so I tend not to go down that direction. And I am realizing once again, though, why exercise is invaluable as a homeschool mom. And it's not because you're trying to get into a magazine, you're not trying to do runway modeling, you're not trying to make sure everybody else is impressed with your physique, but it is because it makes you feel good. It burns off tension, and it just gives an overall sense of wellness. Well, combine this ankle thing with premenstrual syndrome and yesterday's interview with Gabe Cox from Red Hot Mindset. I love Gabe Cox. She is such a true friend. My conversation with her was unusually long because I didn't want it to end. I enjoyed my time with her. And yet it was really scattered for me in an unusual way. And I'm going to delete some of that out in editing because it's, after a while, a bit annoying. But I was scattered, and it was just a real homeschool mom day where I'm not feeling great with physical body, and my ankle is the trouble. And then I haven't been exercising and premenstrual syndrome. Throw it all together, I'm still homeschooling, and it was not a really fluid conversation the way that I'm used to. It was actually a fabulous conversation because I think it's useful for me to get real with you and I'm a pretty authentic person, if you know. I'm pretty straight up. There's a reason why people say that in my book I come across as really honest. And it's because it is who I am. And yet, I don't like coming across as honest and authentic and a little bit on the negative, unhappy side, because I know how challenging people's stories are and what they're dealing with. And so I want to be as encouraging as I can. And if you know me, you know that my word is encouragement. So sometimes I find, though, that I'm speaking encouragement or I'm writing encouragement to encourage me. That's how it works when you are a writer. And so funny enough, I thought today in the Fun Friday day that we usually have at home in our homeschool, I thought it would be kind of fun to include an activity just for you. I'm going to test this out. I don't know if this is really the right venue or the right way to approach this, but I do want you to know that I know you need encouragements to do things like fitness and eating right and all that as well, but you need it in a context that isn't from our culture, that's making you feel shamed for eating that bag of potato chips. So in that spirit, I want to encourage you to get active. I long to do that in a more active way than I was today, but I have to say it's the first time that I went on the mat and I did a HIIT workout, a high intensity interval training workout, and then I did some high intensity yoga, and then I did some ankle physiotherapy. So combine all of that, and that's an unusual amount of time for me to spend doing exercise. but I just really look forward to that. So I thought in these Fun Friday days, I could share with you a short reading from my book. Let me know what you think. I often talk to you about self-care in the context of what's going on in here, because I do really think that that is the most challenging aspect to tackle, is to actually tackle what are you thinking, how does it need to be reframed. But that's assuming that you're getting good sleep, it's assuming that you're getting exercise and you're getting nutrition, healthy, nourishing nutrition, and all the basic things, which I also do actually talk about in here, and I don't always talk about out here. And now that I'm really feeling the need for exercise, I thought, why don't I share that section of my book with you? So a little bit of it. So today I'm going to share about taking care of your morning and taking care of the rest of your day by getting your fitness. Because sometimes we scurry back and forth between one child and another at the kitchen table, doing math workbooks or getting someone to learn how to do their cursive letter A's. Sometimes we're running to the newly walking toddler to prevent her from falling down the stairs, making meals, washing laundry, sweeping floors, helping kids choose the right word for their story, asking kids to narrate history readings, or driving to extracurriculars. These are the activities that occupy us, but they don't always facilitate natural exercise. If only we had leg-powered Flintstone cars. Might be dating myself if I'm talking about the Flintstones, but Flintstone cars would be fabulous when we have all those busy extracurricular days. None of us has extra time to exercise. However, if world leaders can fit it into their days, then we homeschool mamas can fit it in somehow too. If exercise isn't already scheduled into our routines, we're declaring exercise isn't important to me. P.S. I feel you. It's not my instinct either. Of all the things I wanted to do as a child, playing tag on the playground or playing on a team were definitely not it. Since I grew up being influenced by someone who had some issues around weight and body image issues, the subtle messages about diet and exercise spoke volumes to me. Fine-tune your body to a picture-perfect photo. And in high school, my 5'8" 125-pound body was a model proportion. I didn't know it though. I saw myself as too big. I spent my teenage days counting the number of Oreos that I consumed. Then I considered how many minutes would I need to stay on the stationary bike to burn off those Oreos. Hollywood values of vanity and image infused my high school. And I share that opening because I hear every time that I do that most people had similar experiences. Then I had babies, and an anorexic mindset was no longer consumption in my thoughts. I carried a couple babies around my midriff after my body no longer housed those babies. I enjoyed pregnancy gain. All those pizzas and ice cream, iced cappuccinos and chubby chicken burgers from A&W. After my youngest was a few months old, I huffed and I puffed as I walked up the staircase of our second-story home. Trying to reclaim my preborn pregnancy body while I craved and consumed chubby chicken burgers was a challenge. However, I tired of my fatigue, so I got myself into our basement while the youngest napped. I had 3 older kids, under 8, and increased my fitness on the most boring place on earth, the treadmill. I didn't get to my runway model status after I began regularly exercising. That wasn't the goal. I wanted to walk up the stairs without stress. I still would rather focus on regular activity than my physical vanity project, because exercise has many intrinsic values, like nature therapy. The place that I had no intention of ever going when I was a child, I now long for again. Just going outside. Getting outside does something for our souls, especially when I'm walking the dog along the canal. I enjoy the snow rain in the winter that weighs down the limbs of the cedar and larch and Douglas fir trees. I see bald eagles where I live and beavers slapping their tails against the river. When I get to walk outside, I get physical activity and enjoy the ambience that I was built for, the great outdoors. Exercise supplies endorphins, and that is what I'm missing right now. Dopamine and norepinephrine are what my brain is after. I don't enjoy a public sweaty gym. Some people do, not me. You're not likely to see me by a Peloton, no matter how cool it is that I'm exercising with someone around the world. No thanks. One thing the home gym does, though, it gives me no excuse when the weather is not agreeable. Even if it's just 15 minutes. 15 minutes to enable endorphins to surge through my body to energize my mind and burn off the tension that kind of comes with the territory as a homeschool mom, wouldn't you say? All those options, all those reasons for us to feel that we might have a little bit too much going on some days, or we feel overwhelmed, or we just feel frustrated with what's going on with the kids. We have a few of those days, and when we have those days, it's exercise that helps to burn it off. Of course, it also can build family connections if you actually think of it as an option for you to do some PE, gym class. I don't really think in school classes, but if you need to, you could just think turning on Spotify so that you could have a dance party with the kids. Not only is that fun and it builds connection with them, but it's also exercise. Exercise burns general tension. Yes, repeat. Homeschool Mama's days are jam-packed with voices and energy and burning off steam and building up physical resilience. It's useful, especially when you're chasing young kids at the playground or spending a lot of time addressing teenagers' emotional management skills. Burning off tension? Yeah, every homeschool mama needs this by arsenic hour, dinner time. Somehow, some way, every day. Because you know what? If you say every day, it won't be every day, but it'll be most days. Exercise diminishes premenstrual tension. Yeah, it really does. Do you know what I ate before I exercised today? M&Ms. Because you saw me post M&Ms on Fun Friday, and I love putting them in my mouth, and I love the crunch, and